Uh, Okay, recorded na ang class. Oh yeah, so yan. Good evening everyone. Again, this is your lecturer. This is Sir Gel. Okay, again, this is Sir Gel. And our class for tonight is the nature and composition of plants. Okay, so pag sinabing nature and composition of plants, marami tayong pag-uusapan. Okay, pag sinabing nature and composition of plants, it includes the morphological, okay, morphological characteristics of the plants, the physiological characteristics, and the anatomy. Okay? So, karamihan, sabi ng mga estudyante ko, sir, talaga kailangan yung students ay mag-focus talaga sila sa nature and composition of plants kasi some of the questions are tricky. Some of the questions ay mahirap galing sa nature and composition of plants. So, ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng nature and composition of plants? Ulitin ko sa inyo. Ito yung inaaral or inaaral natin, no? Okay, inaaral natin yung parts ng plants. Oh, kasi minsan kasi tanim-tanim lang tayo but we do not know what's inside of the plants, no? Hindi natin alam kung ano yung gusto ng plants, no? Gusto ba niyang i-take yung binigay mong fertilizers or pesticides, ganon. Ano ba siya? Hindi ba siya irritated sa pesticides na binigay mo? Ganon. Yung plants ba, gusto niya ba ng ganito, ganyan. So there are, the plants also have the characteristics. Maarte din po ang plants. Okay? Hindi lang tao ang maarte. Hindi lang tao ang maarte, pati din po ang plants, no? They are also sensitive to what we are trying to apply, no? Or yes, apply sa ating mga plants. Yun po, dapat maging ano din po tayo, maging careful din po tayo sa ating mga ginagamit. Okay? So this is the nature and composition of plants. It includes the plant cells. Okay, huwag kalimutan. It includes the plant cells, functions, parts and functions, and we have the anatomical regions of the plant body. Pag-usapan natin si roots, stem, flowers, leaves. You know what? This part of the crop science ang pinakagusto ko talaga. Bakit? Kasi sa nature and composition of plants, parang enjoy, ano siya, for me it's, I found it enjoyed. Parang, ano siya, enjoy siya para sa akin. I found it enjoy na matuto. Okay, matuto. And parang gusto ko pa siya like, ayokong matapos yung klase, entire class, kasi nga I want to focus on the nature and composition of plants. Oo, ganun. Kasi gusto ko pang malaman more about it. So that's why, okay, that's why, no, yan ang gusto ni Sir, no. Besides sa plant breeding and genetics na gusto ko din, ito talaga yung pinakagusto ko, yung nature and composition of plants. Always remember, lagi tayong tatanaw sa basics. Okay? Kasi hindi mo malalaman yung plant breeding and genetics, hindi mo magigets si plant breeding and genetics kung hindi mo alam yung nature and composition of plants. Okay? Lagi kong sinasabi na, anong sabi lagi ni Sir, ina-advise ni Sir, kailangan alam na ang basics bago tayo mag-proceed sa plant breeding and genetics. Doon sa mga mahihirap na, bago tayo mag-proceed doon, daan muna tayo sa basics. Okay, naintindihan? So aside from that, we will also talk about the plant organs. So sir, yun na nga, meron mga tanong ni Eric nung nakaraan. Sir, yung papaya po ba consider siya as fruit or vegetables? Tinatanong niya. So yan, kaya nga sagot ko is both kasi the papaya has also the characteristics of being a fruit and also can be used also for vegetables. Don't worry kasi i-discuss yan ni Sir sa inyo once you already reach the organs or morphological characteristics of the plant. So let's focus first sa pinaka-basic. Sir, parang bumabalik lang ako sa biology. Totoo po yun, bumabalik kayo sa biology. Parang bumabalik kayo sa Ayan, nakapasok ka, Alfred. Okay. Siguro mahirap lang ang internet or nahihirapan ka lang. Ayan, so parang bumabalik lang din tayo sa biology like second year high school. Can you still remember your second year high school or when I was grade 5, in the primary school pa, elementary school pa lang diniscuss na to ng teacher namin when I was grade 4 and grade 5. Diniscuss na to ng teacher namin yung tungkol sa part of the cell, okay? Cell, human cell, plant cell, and animal cell. So, nung grade 4 pa lang, namulat na ako na gusto ko pala yung sciences when it comes to agriculture. Okay, so yung plants part, ang pinakagustong-gusto ko talaga sa klase namin when I was grade 5. Okay, so noon din, nung time na yon, diniscuss yun na mabuti ng teacher namin. That's why I am familiar with the terms, no? Tapos pagdating ng second year, we have our biology subject. So, and also, our teacher is major in biology. So, tinuturo din nila yan. No? We have the Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Animalia, ganun. Tinuturo yan nila. So, that's why pagdating ng college, no, pag tayo ay naging agriculture student of agriculture, ang nangyayari ngayon is that tumatagal, lumalalim yung knowledge natin tungkol sa cells, no? Kadalasan sa atin, pag sinabing basic unit lang, alam na agad, cell na agad yan. Okay, tapos yung alam lang na na part ng cell, yung cell wall, nucleus, si mitochondria, kasi sila lang ang kilala natin. Kasi yun lang ang laging inuulit-ulit sa klase natin when we were elementary, when we were high school. Pero pagdating sa college, ibang level na yon. Siguro it depends on the structure, it depends, instructor, depende yun sa instructor kung sino ang tuturo sa inyo kasi meron tayong mga instructor na tamad. Diba? Papasok lang, magbibigay na ako, ito, basahin nyo to, tapos babalik lang, quiz na, babalik lang, midterm na. Okay, so meron tayong mga lecturer na ganyan, di ba? So ngayon, I want you to focus on me, on how I'm going to lecture or discuss to you the plant cell. Kasi si Sir iba, ayoko kasi ng tamad sa pag-aral. Gusto ko din po ay maintindihan ng mabuti. So I want to know if you are ready. So kindly thumbs up and then do not forget to take down notes because some of the terms that I will be nalalabas sa bunganga ko, wala yan sa mga manual. It's either wala sa manual ninyo or hindi nyo pa na-encounter. Okay? So let's start first with the plant cells, parts, and function. We all know this is the first thing that we need to know as human being. What is the cell? Tinatanong tayo, what is the cell? Okay? Pag sinabing cell, ito yung smallest structure. Okay? Smallest structure in the universe capable of growth and reproduction. O hindi lang tao ang kayang mag-growth and reproduction. But without the cell, no, kung walang cell sa mundo, walang tao. Okay? Walang hayop, walang plants. Walang mga plastic sa mundo. Okay? Walang mga plastic na kaibigan sa mundo. Okay? So yun. That's why cell defined as the smallest structure in the universe. They are the smallest structure in the universe because inside of the cell, no, this cell can grow and can reproduce more. Kaya nilang magdumami. Go and multiply. Sabi ni Lord sa sabi ni God sa Bible. Go ye therefore and multiply, no? Parang cell lang. Okay. So, cell is also the basic unit of every living organism, okay? So, hindi ko i-discuss kung bakit siya basic unit of every living organism yung cell. Don't worry kasi after the parts and functions of the cell, no, i-discuss ko din sa inyo kung ang history tungkol sa cell. Okay? So let's focus first doon sa functions. Okay? So maybe by Monday, ma-discuss ko sa inyo yung history before we proceed to plant anatomy kasi madali lang man yung discussion sa plant anatomy. So, dadaanan muna natin yung history ng cell. Okay? Sino ba ang naka-invento ng cell? Yun. paano ba nagkaroon? Paano ba na ano na discover si cell? Okay? So ngayon pag-uusapan lang muna natin yung function and its parts, okay? So always remember that the cell not just the smallest structure but also the basic unit of every living organisms, okay? And always remember that there are hierarchy, no? May mga hierarchy yan sa okay. There are hierarchy sa mga ganito. We have cell, tissue, organs, and systems. Okay? So, i-discuss ko din sa inyo yan by Monday. Okay? And then, we have the cell, an autonomous living system capable of independent existence and propagation. Pag sinabing autonomous living system, capable of independence, existence, and propagation, kasi our cell, it depends kung saan siya nakadikit or saan siya nagsistay, yon, or habitat niya, kung saan yung kanyang habitat. No, it depends doon kung paano siya mag-reproduce and mag-grow. Okay? And also, cell is a fundamental morphological unit of plant body. Pag sinabing fundamental, it means it is the integral part of morphological unit. Pag sinabing integral, not very, let's say important part of morphological unit of the plant body. Okay? Laging tatandaan natin yan, si cell. Okay, cell, the differences between plant cells and animal cells. Ano nga ba ang pinagkaiba ni plant cells kay animal cells? Siyempre, si plant cells is unique, no? Because there are systems na kayang, there are processes, there are systems na kayang gawin ni plant, or meron si plant na wala kay animal cells. Yun, parang kanta na lang din, parang sa isang kanta na ano bang meron siya na wala ako? Ganon. So, ganon din ang sa plant cell. Anong meron siya na wala ako? And then, so let's start first with letter A. Ano differences between plant and animal cells? Letter A is plant cells contain chloroplast that carry out photosynthesis. Oh, yun ang meron sa plant cells na wala sa animal cells because the animal cells cannot process, they do not have, they cannot process photosynthesis and they don't have chloroplast. Always remember that, ha? Ang plant cells lang ang merong chloroplast and that's unique to plant cells. Kasi sa animal cells, walang chloroplast ang animal cells. Okay? Kaya, what's also the purpose of chloroplast? So later on, we will discuss that. Okay? Again, plant cells contain chloroplast that carry out photosynthesis or the process that making chlorophyll. Okay? And then letter B, plant cell is surrounded by a rigid cell wall. Okay? Each walled cell and its adjacent wall are cemented together by the middle lamellae. So ano ibig sabihin nito? Diba? Pag sinabi natin cell wall, from the word itself wall or panlabas or outside part of the cell. Oh, di ba? Pag wall, outside part. Okay. Pag sinabing rigid cell wall, ibig sabihin meron siyang primary, middle, and internal cell wall membrane or cell wall. Ganon. So each walled cell and its adjacent wall are cemented together by middle lamellae. So sino si middle lamellae? Yan, makikita ninyo mamaya kung sino si middle lamellae. So sa middle lamellae naman, the purpose, the functions of middle lamellae is to stick, no, to stick all the, stick the cell wall, no, parang dinidikit, ganon, dinidikit. Okay, si middle lamella andun sa gilid. Parang ganito ang forma niya. Okay, let me draw it to you guys. Parang ganito. Di ba, we know naman, example, ganyan. Okay, so this is the plant cell, tapos okay, so the other plant cell, ganyan. Di ba magdikit-dikit yan sila? Okay. So saan si middle lamellae dyan? Si middle lamellae, okay, siya yung nasa gitna na nakikita ninyo, which is cemented together by the middle lamellae. So ibig sabihin, nagdikit yan ang first cell tsaka si second cell because of middle lamellae. In short, si middle lamellae is parang semento. Okay? Para magdikit yung first and second cell. Next, letter C, plant cells develop a large central vacuole. So, sino nga ba si vacuole? Later on, makikilala nyo si vacuole. Actually, for give you at least short knowledge about vacuole, si vacuole po ay siya yung trabaho niya is parang nagta-transport. Let's say, pag sa tao, siya yung tawag dyan, ano ba yung term yun? Panel, yung track. O, parang ganon. Siya yung track na nagdi-deliver. O, ganon, nagdi-deliver. Siya yun. That's vacuole. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng vacuole. Parang siya yung nagdi-deliver ng laman. No? It's either waste or use nutrients. O, yun. Pero kadalasan naman talaga na ginagawa ng vacuole is dinideliver out niya yung nilalabas niya yung mga waste. Okay? So that's vacuole. Makikilala nyo later si vacuole. Parang si vacuole is like parang gato, circle-like, tapos sa loob merong laman. Ganon. So yun, di-deliver siya. Okay? Next, you have letter D, or tinatransport niya yung waste from inside to outside. And letter D, animal cells contain centrioles and lysosomes. Okay? Ulitin ko. Letter D, animal cells contain centrioles and lysosomes that involve in cell division and digestion respectively. Okay? Embryonic cell can migrate from one location to another. So, ulitin ko. Animal cells contain centrioles and lysosomes. Okay? Ano meron si animal cells? Mayroon siyang centrioles and lysosomes. Sir, sino po ba si centrioles and sino po ba si lysosomes? Okay, later, pag na-reach natin ang animal cells, makikilala nyo si centrioles na parang stargazing, ganon. Tsaka si lysosomes na parang isang nangka. Are you familiar with nangka or jackfruit? Yung forma niya. Okay, so sino nga ba si lysosomes at sino nga ba si centrioles? Okay, kilala nyo sila soon. Pakikilala ko sa inyo. Actually, mag-asawa yan sila. Ay, hindi, mag-jowa pala. Yan. Mag-jowa. Okay. So, that involved in cell division and digestion. So, involved yan sila sa cell division and digestion respectively. Embryonic cell can migrate from one location to another. So this is for animals. But we only focus on the plant cells because we are in crop science, okay? So again, plant cell has three main components. First, we have the cell wall, the cytoplasm, and the nucleus. Okay? So yan ang mga, okay? Yan ang, okay, yan ang mga pag-uusapan na main components ng plant cell. So we have the cell wall, the cytoplasm, and lastly is the nucleus. Okay? So si Ma'am Banji hindi daw makapasok kasi may nang signal. Okay. So yan ang pag-uusapan muna natin tonight. So first, let's have the cell wall. Okay, cell wall provides mechanical protection and rigidity to plant cells. So ano daw ang pinoprovide ni cell wall? Rigidity, protection and rigidity to plant cell. Okay, so yan daw ang pinoprovide ni plant cell wall. Okay, next, consists of cellulose that overcome pressure due to its elastic property. Oh, ano ibig sabihin yan? So basahin lang muna natin ha, yung definition. Next is composed of cellulose, hemicellulose, pectic substances, organic and inorganic substances, lignin, enzymes, protein, and water. O, ayan. So, karamihan si Sir, wala na talaga. Nosebleed na kami, Sir. Hindi namin kilala yung mga terms. Tama po kayo. Hindi niyo po talaga kilala yan. Hindi niyo po talaga kilala yung mga terms. Kasi hindi naman talaga masyadong dinidiscuss yan sa inyo ng inyong guro talaga. Okay? So, just give me one moment. Meron akong sa inyong isi-share na picture, okay, na image representing the cell wall. Okay? Sandali. I-send, ano ko lang dito? Ilagay ko lang dito sa para makita ninyo kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga bagay-bagay na to. Okay? Okay. So, this is a cell wall structure. Okay? Makita ninyo, we have the middle lamellae, we have primary cell wall, and then the plasma membrane. So, magkaiba po yung meron sila mga iba't ibang function. So, we have, minsan din sinasabi si plasma membrane as secondary wall. Okay? Secondary wall din siya ang ibig sabihin yan. Or, yan, it's a secondary wall. Okay. So, next is, sinabi to, provides mechanical protection and rigidity to plant cell. Ano ibig sabihin ng mechanical protection? Ibig sabihin, si cell wall po ay pinoprotektahan niya si plants, no? From the outside. Okay? Para hindi mapasukan yung mga organelle sa loob ng cell. Okay, example, ganito. Okay? Yan, draw na lang si sir. This is the cell, the plant cell. Okay? Tapos merong mga organelles dito, mga nucleus, yan, mga peroxisomes, lysosomes, ribosomes, ganyan. So, si cell wall ay nasa labas, right? So, there are parts of cell wall. Ito na yung nakikita ninyo. I-zoom in natin. Ayan. So, meron dyan si middle lamellae, primary cell wall, at saka si plasma or cell membrane. Okay. So, sila yan. So, next is, yan, sila yung nagiging protection para hindi mapasukan sa loob ang mga organelles, no? Para hindi sila ma-disturb or mapasukan ng mga diseases. Kasi once ang cell ay mapasukan ng diseases, may tendency na magkakaroon ng malnutrition or abnormalities sa plants. Yun. Tapos sinabi dito, rigidity to plant cells. So, aside from mechanical protection sa plants, rigidity din sa plant cell. Okay? Para protection din siya against diseases. Okay? At the same time, para din hindi siya, example, pag nag-move na from one another to another, no? Kaya nga rigidity, kumbaga, meron niyang parang like lubricated part sa middle lamellae na para pag mag-move, hindi, pa example, na-move or yes, mag-move siya, no? Hindi siya yung tinatawag na magbangga-bangga sila. Okay? Parang it's like bouncy lang. Bouncy, gano'n. Okay, so consists of cellulose. Meron siyang cellulose. Ito yung nakikita ninyo. Or the microfibril that overcome pressure due to its elastic property. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. Kaya parang nagba-bounce-bounce lang siya. Okay? So, cellulose consists of cellulose that overcome pressure due to its elastic property. So, ibig sabihin, sa loob ng cell wall, meron din parang ring. No? Ano ba yung ring? Yung parang, di ba, pag sa foam, hindi agad-agad na floor ang mafe-feel mo, kundi parang ring pag nagtalon-talon ka, parang nagba-bouncy-bouncy. So, that's the purpose of the cellulose. Actually, cellulose is a simple sugar. Okay? That's a simple sugar that contain or known as the microfibril, cellulose microfibril. Okay? That's a simple sugar that helps the plant's cell wall. Yun. That helps the plant cell walls in its structure, not to protect it away from the diseases. Okay? And composed of cellulose, ito na yun, hemicellulose, pectin substances, pectic substances. Ano yung pectic substances? Ito yun. Ito yung mga pectic substances na kita yung kulay dilaw. Ayan, na parang worms. That is a pectic substances. Actually, pectic substances has a minimal protein. No? It has a minimal protein. Meron siyang minimal protein para maggalaw. Okay? And then, organic and inorganic substances. So, it has also organic and inorganic substances. Lignin. Sino nga ba si lignin? Ang lignin po ay, ito ginagamit siya para tumigas yung part. No? Saan yan usually nakikita? Dito sa middle lamellae. Okay? Sa part yan ng middle lamellae. Okay, ano ibig sabihin ng lignin? So I want to elaborate more about the lignin. Have you seen coconut husk? Are you familiar with coconut husk? Yung bunot ng koko. Bunot ba sa koko ba? Gets ninyo? Bunot, di ba pag binubuksan niyo yung coconut, di ba matigas yung koko? Aside sa loob, yung panlabas niya, di ba? Nakita ninyo? Pag nakita ninyo doon na ano, di ba pag matanda na siya, it's color brown? Right? It's color brown. Tapos yung coconut, tinatanggalan natin yung kanyang, ang sabi pa nila, balat daw yun. But that's a coconut husk. Okay? Nagawa natin na ano, lampaso, yun. That is made of lignin. Okay? Gawa po yun sa lignin. Kasi si lignin po, it's hormones na galing sa plants, okay, to produce a dead cell. Yun. Parang yung pampatigas siya sa part ng ano. Dead cell siya, pampatigas sa part ng plant cell. Plant cell, not just plant cell but the entire body, the entire parts of the plant. Have you seen a trunk? Trunk, di ba, trunk ng tree? Di ba matigas man yung trunk ng tree? It is made up of lignin. Yun, it is made up of lignin. Okay? And then we have enzymes. Okay? So, enzymes, maraming klaseng enzymes. We have lipase, we have amylase. They are enzymes. Okay? Pag sinabi nating enzymes, they are breaking down, okay, they are breaking down the large molecule into smaller. That's the work of enzymes. Breaking down, binibreak out niya or binibreak down niya ang from large molecule to smaller molecule. Ganyan. Example, yung protein. Yung protein, pag protein plus protease, kasi protease naman talaga ang pangalan ng enzyme sa protein, ang breakdown niyan is amino acids. Okay? Bakit amino acids? Kasi nga, binibreakdown niya nga, amino acids. Binibreakdown niya. Kasi malaki yung protein, malaki yung protein. Iba na lang sa isipan ko. Malaki yung protein. So, malaki yung protein, yung large molecule siya. Tapos, pag ginagamitan ng protease kasi is enzyme yan ng protein. Tapos, pag naggamitan ng protease enzyme, so magbe-breakdown siya into smaller one. Ang tawag sa maliliit na yon ay amino acid. Na-gets ninyo? Isa pa. Example. Fats. Okay? Fats. Sa fats, para ma-breakdown yung fats, ang kailangan natin, fats plus lipase. Are you familiar with that? Yung fats plus lipase. So, lipase po ang tawag sa, ang tawag sa enzyme ng fats. Yon. So, fats plus lipase is equals to lipids. Yon. Or oil. Oil. Di ba ang fats, pag nag-breakdown niya, nag-oil? Di ba? That is because of the enzyme lipase. Okay? Hindi ko lang talaga siya masyadong i-discuss sa inyo kasi hindi naman siya related masyado sa masyadong lumalabas sa plant cell. Lumalabas yan siya sa animal. Okay? So at least you have idea kung sino si protease, sino si lipase, sino si amylase. Si amylase naman, yan ang ginagamit to break down the glucose. Break down the glucose, si amylase. Okay? And then, also, the plant cell will compose of protein and water. Okay? Composed of protein and water. Okay, nagets na ninyo? Sir, nagets na ba ninyo? Sir, sino po ba si hemicellulose na nasa baba? Okay. So, ano pong pinagkaiba ni hemicellulose at saka si cellulose? Okay? Ako na lang magtatanong para ano. So, ano po pinagkaiba ni hemicellulose at saka ni cellulose? Okay, always remember that cellulose, it is derived exclusively from glucose. Okay? Always remember na ang cellulose derive siya exclusively from glucose. Oh, yun. Glucose breakdown into cellulose. Yun. So, saan yan siya? Ito, galing siya sa glucose. Okay? And then we have hemicellulose na breakdown siya. Hemicellulose are composed of diverse sugar. Oh, what are those diverse sugar? Oh, example, yung mga 5-carbon sugar, tulad ng galactose, mannose, ganon. Xylose, those are tinatawag nating diverse sugars. Okay, saan nga ba yung hemicellulose? Pag sinabing hemicellulose, composed of diverse sugar. Mga fructose, sucrose, ganon. Wala lang lactose pala, sorry, wala palang lactose ang ang plants kasi wala na, naman yun sa gatas naman yan Oh, yun, galactose sa gatas din yan. So, sa hemicellulose, yung diverse sugars niya is, sa plants lang ha, pinag-usapan natin yung plants, is we have the, ito pala. Yun, we can use glucose, yun, pwede din glucose, ano pa ba? Fructose, sucrose ba yung term? Yun, pwede din yun. Xylose, pwede din yun. Okay? So, magkaiba sila. Nagets na ninyo? Okay. Nagets na ba? Si Burnett, nagets mo ba? Sir, ano po ba ibig sabihin ng pectin? Kasi may nakita po kami sa parts ng cell wall na binigay nyo po, may pectin. Oh, hindi sila nagatanong. Siguro alam na nataga nila yung pectin. Okay. Sir, ano nga ba yung pectin na nakita namin dyan? Oh, meron, di ba? Meron pectin sa part ng cell wall. Okay, yung pectin po, that is a major component of primary cell walls. Major component po yan ng primary cell walls of all land plants. Okay, lahat ng mga land plants. Lahat ng land plants merong pectin. Pero yung mga aquatic plants like merging plants, they have less, or let's say they don't have pectin. Okay? Para they can breathe inside the water. Okay? Nagets ninyo? What's the purpose of pectin nga? That is the primary cell walls of the, or major component or primary cell walls. Okay? Major component yan ng primary cell walls. So ano po meron kay pectin? Ang meron po kay pectin ay yung tinatawag nating polysaccharides. Ano nga ba yung polysaccharides? It means, ano ibig sabihin ng polysaccharides? It means a complex sugar. Okay? Sir, hinay-hinay lang. Okay, sige. Hinay-hinay ko ha. Ang pectin, yan yung major component ng primary cell wall. Okay? Nakikita nyo dyan, meron mga yellow-yellow. Yan ang pectin. Yan ang major component ng primary cell walls. And at the same time, it is composed of polysaccharides. Ano nga ba ang polysaccharides? Pag sinabing polysaccharides, yan yung tinatawag nating complex sugar. Kasi from the word itself, poly, meaning madami, Saccharides meaning sugar. Okay? Nagets ninyo? O, cell wall pa lang tayo pero ang dami na natin natutunan. Sir, puno na po yung utak namin. Sir, puno na po yung utak namin. Okay lang yan. Walang problema. Okay, next. 3 layers of cell wall. Okay. 3 layers of cell wall. Okay, so we have middle lamellae, yung sinabi ko kanina, where pectin cements adjacent cells together. And then we have the primary cell wall, which is one of the major component, is the pectin. Okay? So thin, manipis lang siya, not rigid, stretchable siya. And then as the cell grows, layer form before and during growth of the plant cell. It consists of cellulose microfibril, have primary pit fields. Yung nakita ninyo di ba kanina? Meron siyang cellulose, hemicellulose. Yon ang primary wall. And secondary wall is also known as plasma membrane or cell membrane. Okay? Pag sinabi nating membrane ha, from the word itself membrane, para siyang shield. Okay? Pag sinabing membrane, shield. Para siyang shield. Parang ano siya, parang, basta shield siya, parang shield ganun. Parang cover. Para siyang ano, plastic na cover, ganon, kino-cover. That's membrane. Kasi manipis lang kasi yung membrane. Okay, so secondary wall is also considered known as plasma membrane or cell membrane. Wala tuloy ako sa focus. Yun. So secondary wall is a rigid, thick form after cell completes growth. Yan po ang protection na ginagamit para hindi po agad-agad nakakapasok sa loob ng organelles or hindi po nagbe-burst out ang mga organelles. Okay? Next is number 2, cytoplasm. Okay, sino po si cytoplasm? All living matter of the cell apart from the nucleus. Okay, sino yan? All living matter of the cell apart from the nucleus. Cytoplasm. Always remember, ang term is gel-like material or fluid in which the cells, organelles, and organelles, and internal membrane systems are suspended. Nasa loob. Sige, basahin muna natin definition. Distribute substances absorbed from outside and released by the nucleus and other organelles through cytoplasmic streaming or cyclosis, flowing movement of cytoplasm. Okay? Okay, so let me give you a picture of the cytoplasm para makita ninyo. Kung ano ibig sabihin ni sir yung cytoplasm. Bukas ha, baka may mababa na naman ang score. Maawa kayo kay sir. Okay. So, sino nga ba si cytoplasm? From the word itself, gel-like material, siya yung parang liquid or fluid sa loob ng cell. Ito yung nakikita ninyo. Nakita niyo yung color green na yan. Dyan, Hindi yan yung green na bilog-bilog ha. Ito yung nakikita ninyo sa entire cell wall na parang light green lang nakikita ninyo. Ang tawag dyan ay cytoplasm. Fluid po yan. Siya po yung nagko-control sa mga organelles. Kaya ang term is suspended. Suspended ang terms kasi nasa loob lang siya ng cell. Okay? In which the cell organelles and internal membrane systems are suspended. So dyan, ibig sabihin, yung mga organelles po tulad ng mitochondria, si endoplasmic reticulum, okay, si ribosome, si peroxisome, si lysosomes, ibig sabihin po, yan sila ay nakalutang, okay, cytoplasm. Okay? Saan yan sila? Nakalutang kay cytoplasm. Okay? And then, distribute substances absorbed from outside and released by the nucleus and other organelles through cytoplasmic streaming cyclosis flowing movement of cytoplasm. Meaning si cytoplasm ay nag-absorb ng nutrients coming from outside going to inside. Okay? Nag-absorb ng nutrients galing sa labas papunta sa loob. So there is a process called osmosis and diffusion. Okay? Osmosis, diffusion, and there are a lot of types about it, about osmosis diffusion. If you can still remember, phagocytosis, pinocytosis, at saka si oxycytosis. Meron tayong tinatawag na cell drinking, fluid drink, cell drinking, cell eating, and cell vomiting. Yan. Oh, sir, hinay-hinay lang, hindi na namin kaya. Okay. No worries kasi didiscuss naman yan ni sir sa inyo. At least narinig nyo na yan sa akin. Okay? Si phagocytosis is a cell eating. Pinocytosis is a cell drinking. Oxycytosis is a cell vomiting. So, yun po ang ginagawa ni cytoplasm. Di ba nga sabi dito nakalagay, distribute substances absorbed from the outside. Yun ang sinabi. Yun daw ang gawain ni cytoplasm. So, it means, no, pag hinihigop ni cytoplasm yung mga nutrients coming from the outside, okay, it means, no, it's either nasa process po siya ng osmosis, which is the phagocytosis at saka si pinocytosis. Kasi cell drinking yun siya at saka cell eating. While pag sinabi nating nilalabas ni cytoplasm yung mga waste from the cell, going out from the cell, so that's mean exocytosis. It means it's a cell vomiting or niluluwa ng ng cytoplasm yung mga waste sa loob ng cell. Nagets ninyo? Sir, palagay naman ng ano. Okay, so palagay natin yun. We have phagocytosis. Yan. Tama ba spelling ko ng pinocytosis? Pinocytosis. Oxycytosis. Sir, first time namin yan na-encounter. Yes, first time nyo talaga yan ma-encounter. Kasi nga, ano po yun? Hindi discuss ng teacher ninyo. Yan, basta, yun. Wala tayong dapat nililimit dito. Dapat lahat nasasabi. Yung we have phagocytosis, pinocytosis, saka oxycytosis. Yan po sila ay much better po na discuss yan sa animal science. Okay? At least meron na kayong idea. Oh, phago meaning cell eating. Yan. Pino meaning cell drinking. Oxy meaning cell vomiting. Ayan. So, those are under, it's either osmosis, process of osmosis, and diffusion. Oh, alam nyo ba ibig sabihin ng osmosis and diffusion? Ha? Niliskas na din yan sa inyo, dati pa. Yung higher to lower concentration, yung lower to higher concentration with ATP. Oh. Yung unique characteristics na semi-permeable membrane. Oh, sige lang. I-discuss lang yan sa inyo ni sir, ha? Huwag kayo mag-alala. Hindi naman kayo iwan. Charot. Hindi iwan. Okay. So, yan. Sa ngayon, at least meron na kayong minimal knowledge about the cell. So, yan ay sa cytoplasm. Okay? Pang-masters na talaga ang pinag-uusapan. Okay. Oh, nagets na ninyo? Nagets nyo na? Sir, hindi pa nagsisink in. Okay, no worries kasi, recorded naman ang class. So tomorrow, pwede nyo na yung panoorin. Okay, so limit lang tayo hanggang 10 p.m. ha? Kasi hindi tayo pwedeng, kasi tinatry ko na tayo mag-limit kasi yung recorded class. Tapos pag hindi siya matapos, tomorrow again. Okay, continue natin tomorrow. Limit lang natin yung oras kasi meron pa din tayong gagawin. So, kailangan din natin matulog. Yun. Okay. Oh, sige lang, no worries kasi recorded naman ang class. Tapos bukas, pwede nyo panoorin bukas umaga, ha? Saturday naman bukas umaga. Okay. And then next is we have, so another cytoplasm. Cytoplasm consists of the following. Oh, ano meron si cytoplasm? Meron siyang plasma lemma or tinatawag na plasma membrane. Okay? Plasma lemma or tinatawag na plasma membrane. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng plasma lemma or plasma membrane? Okay? Has selective permeability. Okay? Sir, ano po ibig sabihin ng permeability sa cell membrane? Okay. Okay. We know naman, di ba, ang cell membrane is also known as barriers and gatekeepers. Di ba? Barriers yan siya, tsaka gatekeepers. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating permeability, actually meron two types of spaces niyan. Extracellular spaces, tsaka intracellular spaces. Yung tinatawag nating permeability. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung permeability? We know that the cell membrane serves as the barriers and the gatekeepers, di ba? They are semi-permeable. Okay? They are semi-permeable. Ano ibig sabihin ng semi-permeable? Or permeable? Ano ibig sabihin nun? Pag sinabing permeability sa membrane, it is defined as the passive diffusion rate of permeated molecules across the biomembrane. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Ulitin ko ha. Or also, which means that some molecules can diffuse across the lipid layer but others cannot. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Ulitin ko. Has selective permeability. Bakit ang word selective permeability? Kasi nga, meron lang siyang semi-permeability. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng permeability? Ito yung kakayahan, makinig, ito yung kakayahan ng molecules, okay, na makadaan sa lipid layer. Are you familiar with the lipid layer? Di ba nga ito yung cell wall? Example, yan ang plasma membrane. Let's say yan ang plasma membrane and then meron yan siya maliliit na ganyan. Okay? So, dadaan yan sila sa lipid layer. Okay, so at pag sinabing selective permeability or semi-permeability, ibig sabihin ito yung kakayahan ng from outside, ito yung outside, ito yung inner ng cell, no? Ito yung kakayahan ng nutrients or ng molecules na pumasok sa loob. Okay, na pumasok kasi nga we have here the lipids. The reason of the lipids in the plasma membrane is to protect the inside organelles. Nagets ninyo? Oh, from outside, papasok sa loob, ibig sabihin ng permeability or semi-permeability, yung kakayahan ng molecules na makadaan doon sa lipids. You know what's lipids? Yan yung breakdown ng fats. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po ba, sir, ang plants may fats? Yes, it has a fats, but it has a lesser fats compared to animals. Sa animals kasi, that's a true fats or true lipids. While sa plants, it has only less because the lipids is used only in the plasma membrane. Nagets na ninyo? Nagets? Ha? Ano ibig sabihin ng permeability? Yung kakayahan ng molecules na makapasok sa loob ng cell. Oh. Kaya nga, sinasabi sa permeability, ang ginagamit na process is called passive diffusion. Anong ginagamit? passive diffusion. Sino ba si passive diffusion? Si passive diffusion po, yan yung tinatawag natin. So, i-define ko na lang dito. Higher to lower concentration of higher to lower concentration. Ano ibig sabihin ng higher to lower concentration? Ganito, listen carefully. Example, ganito ha. Merong pintuan, sarado. Sabi, sarado yung pintuan. Ba? Ay, yung room. Tapos, yung mga pintuan, sarado. Di ba? Pag nakalock, you cannot get inside. Tama? You cannot get inside. Paano pag nawala ang yabe? So, hindi mo na mabuksan yung door. So, what are you going to do? Sipain mo yung door or sirain mo yung door para makapasok ka. What are you using? You are using a passive diffusion. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng passive diffusion. You are using your ultimate energy para makapasok ka sa loob. Nagets ninyo? Para masira mo yung door, makapasok ka sa loob, you are using your high level of energy. Nagets ninyo? Ano ibig sabihin ng passive diffusion? Ganon din yan sa plants. Ibig sabihin, ginagamitan siya ng higher concentration para makapasok sa loob. Okay? Higher to lower concentration. And that's what we call permeability. Nagets? Oh, sinampulan ko na yung door na sa loob ng room, tapos may door, tapos pag sinipa mo yung door, di ba, ano man yun, masira man yung door. So, you are using higher energy para masira mo yung door para makapasok ka sa loob. So, ganon ang permeability. Kakayahan ng molecules na makapasok sa loob ng plasma membrane or sa lipids. Dadaanan across the lipid. Okay? Nagets ninyo? So, anong mangyari ngayon, sir? Kasi from molecule, ganito yan siya. Example, ganyan. Oh. Molecule dito. Pagpapasok sa loob, gagamitan niya ng passive diffusion, liliit na yan siya pagdating sa loob. Kasi nga, magde-diffuse na siya. Ano ibig sabihin ng diffuse? Liliit na. Kasi higher dito, higher concentration. Pagdating sa loob, lower concentration na. Oh, ganun lang. Nagets ninyo? Hala, naguguluhan talaga sila. Nagets na? Or natutulog na kayo? Hindi pa 10. Okay. So what is the functions of the plasma membrane? Okay. What is the function of the plasma membrane? Allows some substances to cross easily and completely block substances. Oh, yan. Sige lang. Bukas panoorin nyo to ulit. Okay? Allows some substances to cross easily and completely block substances. So, dalawa yung function ng plasma membrane. First is nagko-cross siya easily. Ibig sabihin, nadadaanan ang plasma membrane ng mga molecules ng madali lang. And next is completely block substances. So, pag nadaanan na, magko-close agad yung gate. Oh, yun. Pag pumasok na, magko-close agad si gate. Yun ang trabaho ni plasma membrane. Okay? Basta gatekeeper, blocker, si plasma membrane yan. Okay? Accumulates the ions or the molecules into the cytosol through the action of transport proteins that consumes metabolic energy. Sir, ano po ibig sabihin na accumulate the ions? Ions, okay, is an energy used, kasi dalawa ang ions natin. We have cations and anions, right? They are called chemical energy. So, by the use, accumulates the ions or the molecules in the cytosol. Okay, saan nga ba ang cytosol? Sir, ano po ibig sabihin ng cytosol? Okay? Si cytosol, ito yung soap-like within which all the cells organelles reside. Okay, saan nga ba si cytosol? Sige, tignan natin yung ano. Meron yung picture dito. Picture. Yan. Hanapan natin ng picture si cytosol. Kita ko sa inyo, ha? Okay. So as you can see now, that is a cytosol. Ay, sorry. May mga ano pala. Okay. So this is a cytosol. 'Di ba yung sa labas nakikita ninyo, yan ay cytoplasm. Yan. Yan gel-like cytoplasm yan. Yung light blue lang, light blue. Tapos sa loob meron pa talagang dark blue. Ang tawag diyan ay cytosol. Okay, yan yung cytosol. Accumulates the ions, that is a chemical energy, or the molecules in the cytosol. Ayun. Through the action of transport proteins that consumes metabolic energy. So, ano yung metabolic energy? Okay, sir, ano nga ba yung metabolic energy? Okay. The metabolic energy, ito yung sorry. Pag sinabing metabolic energy or energy metabolism is the process of generating energy from nutrients. Oh, anong metabolic? Opo, para siyang spinster. Very good. Para siyang spinster. Ganon, para siyang spinster, but not totally spinster. Spinster. Spinster tuloy. Spinster. Iba yung spinster, ha? Spinster. Spinster? Spinster. Okay. Wait. So, metabolic energy or energy metabolism, ito yung pagko-convert ng molecule into energy. Sorry, nutrient from energy. Metabolic energy, ito yung pagko-convert ng nutrients to energy or ATP. Ayan. Okay? Metabolic energy, anong definition ng metabolic energy? Ulitin natin. Ito yung pag-convert ng nutrients to energy or ATP. Okay, next function of plasma membrane coordinates the formation of cell wall microfibrils. Ano ibig sabihin ng coordinates of formation? Ibig sabihin, kinokontrol niya yung shapes and formation ng mga microfibrils sa cell wall. Yun ang trabaho ng plasma membrane. Okay? Okay. Tapusin lang natin yung 1, 2, 3 na ano, 3 types of cytoplasms. 3 organelles sa loob ng cytoplasms. Tapos yung iba, tomorrow na. Okay? Next is number 2, endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. So, endoplasmic reticulum has 2 types of, first is, define natin. So, sa endoplasmic reticulum, it is a flattened disc. It's a flattened disc or tubular sacs. Okay. So, hanapan natin na endoplasmic reticulum. Para mas maintindihan ninyo, kasi dalawang klase, we have 2 types of endoplasmic reticulum. We have rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So these are the types. We have rough endoplasmic reticulum with numerous ribosomes na nakadikit, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum na wala or kulang or kaunti lang ang ribosomes. Okay? So always remember that the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is to synthesize lipids. Okay? sinisynthesize niya ang lipids. While smooth endoplasmic reticulum involves in the synthesis of membrane proteins and secretory proteins. Ibig sabihin, sa paggawaan ng proteins, no, yung yung smooth endoplasmic reticulum ay kabilang doon. Okay? Dali lang. Hanap tayo ng image niyan kasi para maintindihan ninyo. Magkadikit po kasi yung endoplasmic reticulum sa nucleus. Yan. Okay, meron na. Lalagay ko na lang here. Okay. Okay. So this is an example of endoplasmic reticulum. So as you can see here, yung para siyang corals, right? Para siyang corals. So this one is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ano ang definition niya? Lack ribosomes. Okay. Yung nakikita niyo na bilog-bilog na dilaw, yung mga bilog-bilog na dilaw, yan ang tinatawag na ribosomes. Ang ribosomes po, yan po yung paggawaan ng protein. Okay, paggawaan ng protein. So we have smooth endoplasmic reticulum, walang ribosomes. Di ba wala siyang dilaw-dilaw, nakikita niyo sa my corals, walang dilaw-dilaw. So that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Ang rough endoplasmic reticulum na ito, this one here is the rough endoplasmic reticulum na merong ribosomes with numerous ribosomes. Okay? Kasi nga, ang function kasi ng rough endoplasmic reticulum is to synthesize the lipid. Anong ginagawa niya? To break down the lipid. Sinisynthesize na gamit ang ribosomes. Gamit ang ribosomes, mini-break down niya ang lipids. Okay? And then, we have the smooth endoplasmic reticulum involved in the synthesis of membrane proteins and secretory proteins. Okay? Involved in the synthesis of membrane proteins and secretory proteins. Okay. Ano ibig sabihin ng synthesis of membrane proteins and secretory proteins? Kasi si smooth endoplasmic reticulum, ang trabaho niya is bini-break down niya ang mga proteins at saka secretory proteins. Okay? Synthesize niya ang membrane proteins and secretory proteins. Okay? So, yun ang trabaho ni smooth. Kaya nga, wala siyang ribosomes because binibreak down niya ang proteins. While rough endoplasmic reticulum, marami siyang ribosomes kasi nga, ang binibreak down niya gamit ang ribosomes ay ang lipids. Okay? Ang lipids. Naintindihan ba ninyo? Naintindihan? Naintindihan ba ang ibig sabihin ng cytoplasm? Okay, next. Okay, next we have the Golgi apparatus. So, dito lang tayo mag-end ha kasi para bukas iba na naman. So, I will give the slides tonight para pwede niyo lang basa-basahin para bukas meron na kayo idea. Actually, meron na sa manual nito, sa manual po ninyo ito galing ha, sa manual natin. We have Golgi apparatus, collective term for all Dectyosomes, okay, Dectyosomes consists of stack of flattened hollow discs called cisternae or Golgi bodies. Okay, let's say here Golgi apparatus. Okay, so this one, actually andyan na pala si vesicles pala. Andyan na si vesicles kay Golgi apparatus. Okay, so this is an example of Golgi apparatus. Okay, so yan ang example ng Golgi apparatus. Okay, as you can see, that's an example of Golgi apparatus, which means, okay, sabi dyan, collective term for all dictyosams consists of stuck or flattened hollow disc called cisternae. Okay, so ito yun. So ano cisternae? Ito, nakikita niyo ito? Yung mga ganyan-ganyan, ang tawag dyan ay cisternae. Cisternae, yan. Cisternae yan. Cisternae. Tapos yung bilog-bilog na nakikita ninyo ngayon dyan, yan, bilog. Yan, bilog. Ang tawag dyan ay the vesicle. Yan ang mga, yun ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, ang trabaho ng vesicle to transport. Para siyang truck na may laman na ano. Yan, vesicle ang trabaho niya. Si vesicle po yan. Nakadikit dyan si vesicle kay Golgi apparatus. Okay? Functions involved in the synthesis of polysaccharides and glucose units for cell wall formation. So, anong functions niya? Kasama siya sa pag-synthesize or pag-breakdown ng polysaccharides at saka glucose units. Okay? Breakdown ng polysaccharides at saka ng glucose units for cell wall formation. Okay? Para sa cell wall formation. Okay? And then secretes protein, nagsisecretes din siya ng protein and carbohydrates from the cell. Okay? To the exterior part. Ano po ibig sabihin ng secretes protein? Ibig sabihin nagpo-produce. Pag sinabing secretes, nagpo-produce. Okay? Nagpo-produce siya ng protein. Okay? And carbohydrates. Okay? Nagpo-produce siya ng protein and carbohydrates from the cell to the exterior part. From the cell, sa loob ng cell, at saka pati sa labas. So that's the work of the vesicle. The work of the vesicle is to transport the protein and carbohydrates outside the cell. Okay? Nagets ninyo? Okay, meron pa. Lipat tayo 10. Okay. Nagets na ninyo? Ano ibig sabihin ng Golgi apparatus? Sir, ano po ibig sabihin ng dictyosams? Yung dictyosams po, yun na yung ano, cisternae. Yung flattened hollow disc, yan ang cisternae. Okay, next. Meron pa pala. Kasitan tayo. We have next, mitochondria. O, yan. Si mitochondria, kilala nyo na si mitochondria. Small cylindrical organelles na para siyang bean shape or kidney bean shape tawag sa kanya yan. Kasi bean shape siya, para siyang beans shape ang mitochondria. O, saan ang trabaho ng mitochondria? Meron tayong tinatawag na outer membrane and inner membrane of the mitochondria. The outer membrane of the, pag sinabing membrane ha, parang cell wall yan, cell membrane, outside and inner part. Outer membrane, permeable for smaller particles. O, permeable daw siya for smaller particles, contains the respiratory chain component and enzymes for the synthesis of ATP. What is ATP again? Metabolic energy. Yun. Letter B, inner membrane, impermeable. Pag sinabing impermeable, hindi siya ginagamitan ng passive diffusion. Ganon. And folded into numerous cristae. Okay? Folded siya into numerous cristae. So later on, makikita niyo yan sa loob. And then, so what's the function? Ano ang pinaka-main function ng mitochondria? Sites of respiration. Kumbaga, si mitochondria po, siya yung nagiging CPU. Are you familiar with CPU sa motherboard? Sa computer? Siya yung nagiging CPU. Kumbaga, siya yung naging energy.
Powerhouse.
CPU. Yan. So, mitochondria, pag sa company pa yan, siya yung, pag wala, siya yung generator Yun, siya yung generator yung nagpo-provide ng energy. So yan po ang mitochondria. Sites of respiration. Ano ibig sabihin ng respiration? Pag sinabing respiration po, nagpo-produce ng ATP or metabolic energy. Okay? So wait. Tingnan natin kasi wala pala ako sample ng ano. Search natin yung okay, mitochondria. Ano ibig sabihin ng folded blah 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 na nakalagay doon? Check natin. Para mas maintindihan. So this is an example of okay. So this is an example of mitochondria. So nakasabi diyan, nakasaad diyan, hanapin natin ng word. Sabi diyan, ang outer membrane, yung outer membrane, focus tayo dun sa kulay brown. Okay, yung outer membrane daw niya, permeable for smaller particles. Contains the respiratory chain and component and enzymes for the synthesis of ATP or the metabolic energy. Ang inner membrane naman, yung sa loob, yung light brown na nakikita ninyo kung saan meron parang blue-blue na liquid-liquid. Ang inner membrane, impermeable and folded into numerous cristae. Okay, impermeable, hindi ginagamitan ng active diffusion or passive diffusion. Hindi siya ginagamitan ng passive diffusion. So, pag inner membrane sa loob, meron siyang numerous folded na tinatawag na cristae. Yung parang curly-curly na nakikita ninyo, ang tawag po dyan ay cristae. Yung water naman, yung liquid na nasa loob na nakita ninyo, yung fluid sa loob ng mitochondria, ang tawag po dyan ay matrix. Okay? Tawag dyan ay matrix. Yung folded type, ang tawag dyan ay cristae. Okay, next. Number 5, we have the plastids. Okay. Plastids differentiated into systems of membrane and ground substances, the stroma. So actually, there are types of plastids. So let me see, check, okay, pakita ko sa inyo na yung plastids, ha? Okay, ito yung tinatawag natin na, ano ba yung term na yun? Chloroplast, yung chlorophyll, ganon. Stroma, thylakoids, yun. Okay? Ito sa plants. Pero sa hayop, meron tayo yung mga leucoplast, ilioplast, amylioplast, yun. Meron tayo nun sa hayop. Those are plastids. Sa plants, ang plastids ay yung tinatawag nating chloroplast. Yun. Chloroplast. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is a plastid, okay, differentiated into system of membrane. So there are two units and ground system, ground substance, the stroma. Okay, so the ground substance is the stroma, as you can see the stroma, and we have the thylakoid na parang piso-piso, and then we have the inner membrane, the outer membrane, and then we have the lamellae. Yung lamellae yung po yung parang ito yung nakikita niyo yung dikit-dikit. Dali, ito. This is the thylakoids. Okay? Tapos, yung nakita niyo yung parang line-line dyan, ang tawag dyan ay lamellae. Yun na nga, cemented na parang pandikit. So, ang thylakoids ang tawag sa buo. Ay, thylakoids ba? Ayan, thylakoids. Ang tawag, ang bawat isa pala, sorry, ang bawat isa, ang tawag dyan ay thylakoids. Ang buo, yung nakita niyo, as in buo talaga na ganito, ang tawag dyan ay granium. Granium. If I'm not mistaken, that's granium or granium. Ganon. Yan. As far as remember, ganyan. It's granium. Okay? So, yan ang laman ng chloroplast. Okay. later after the class, isisend ko sa inyo ang video about the chloroplast para makita ninyo, ha? May video kasi niyan eh. Okay. So, there are types of plastids. First is the chloroplast. Okay. So, what is the function of the chloroplast? Site of photosynthesis. Oh, this is the site of photosynthesis, right? Site of the photosynthesis. So, it provides, siya yung nagbibigay ng green pigment. Okay, ng green pigment sa plants. Yung chloroplast. So, di-discuss naman natin yan once we reach photosynthesis. Okay? And then, another function of chloroplast involved in amino and fatty acids synthesis. Provide space for temporary storage of starch. O, nagpa-provide siya ng space for temporary storage of starch. Okay? And then, next, we have chromoplast. Oh, as in chromoplast, responsible for the yellow, orange, red colors. Yan. Pag-uusapan natin yan sa photosynthesis ha, kasi meron yan silang bicolor color and then i-memorize niyo yon. Meron yung orange, yellow, and red colors. May mga tawag yan sa kanila. Of many flowers and other parts of the plants. Diba? Napapansin niyo yung mga plants, iba-iba ang kulay. Diba? Merong yellow, meron orange, meron red, may violet. Ganon. So, okay. So, ang tawag po doon is under the types of plastids, which is the chromoplast. From the word itself, chromo meaning color. Okay? Chromo meaning color. Ganon. And then function. That's the function of chromoplast. Attracts insects and other animals. O, yun. Kasi nga, nagpo-provide siya ng iba-ibang kulay. Nag-attract siya ng mga insects and other animals. Okay? Next, we have the leucoplast. Okay, the leucoplast is a non-pigment plastids but once exposed to light, it's a non-pigmented plastids but once exposed to light, it may develop into chloroplast. Okay? Ganito, pag hindi siya exposed sa light, hindi makikita ang totoong kulay. Pero pag once na-expose siya sa light, magde-develop siya ng chloroplast at magde-develop siya its own color. Okay? So, these are the, ito na yung mga enzymes. So, we have amyloplast. This is not enzymes. This is leucoplast para. This is leucoplast or under plastids na nagbe-breakdown into starch. Amyloplast, breakdown into starch. Proteinplast, breakdown into proteins. And then, eleoplast is for fats and oils. Okay? So, i-discuss lang ni Sir dito furthermore pag nakapag-photosynthesis na tayo. Okay? Sa photosynthesis kasi mas much better na i-discuss ko to doon kasi ano siya, may mga sample kasi siya. Okay? So, that is for chloroplast. Okay. So, I mean for plastids. Okay? So, that's all for tonight. And then tomorrow again, okay, let's continue our class tomorrow for the nature and composition of plants, specifically the plant cells, parts, and its function. Okay? So, yan lang muna ngayon, 5. Okay, the cell wall. Okay, yan lang muna sa ngayon. Okay? This is under cytoplasm. Okay? Ilang muna ngayon. Madami talaga kasi sa cytoplasm kasi andun yung mga organelles. So, yun lang muna sa ngayon, sa cytoplasm. So, ano meron sa cytoplasm? We have plasma membrane, endoplasmic reticulum. Tapos, yung endoplasmic reticulum, meron siyang dalawang klase, rough endoplasmic reticulum at saka si smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Tapos, si Golgi apparatus na collective term niya. And then, we have also si mitochondria. Okay, yung outer membrane tsaka si inner membrane. Tapos si plastids, na meron siyang types of plastids. We have chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. Those are types of plastids in the plants. Okay, naintindihan po ba ninyo? Opo, ganyan. Nire-record ko yung class kasi po, pag nawawalan kasi ng signal si Sir, like patay-patay yung boses, nagpo-post yung boses, pwede nyo panoorin bukas. Tapos tinatry din ni sir na i-lesser yung video record kasi nga, minsan umaabot kasi ka ng 2 hours to 3 hours. Tinatry ko mag 1 hour and 30 minutes, ganun. Okay, so that's all for tonight. Pwede nyo ma-access ang recording na to bukas umaga kasi ipaprocess pa ito ni Google Meet. Okay? Thank you very much everyone. I hope you learn a lot from me tonight and busog na busog ang utak natin for what we discussed tonight po. And again, tomorrow is your recitation. Okay? So, but before we go to the recitation, let's have first our class. Tapos, dadaan lang tayo ng konti. Tapos, mag-recitation na tayo. Yun. So, thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a good sleep tonight. Ayun. So, thank you very much, everyone. Napaka-ano ko, haggard. Again, ano yung closing spiel nga ni sir?
May tanong ka, Alfred.
감사합니다. Ayun. Charasayo. 감사합니다. 안녕해주마세요. Bye-bye, everyone. 안녕해주마세요. 안녕히계세요. 감사합니다. Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.
I love you.
Hanggang dito ba naman? Hindi.